Boom. All right, what's going on, you guys? It's Royce Jacob. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Waves Weekly, a series I post every Saturday where we cover recent news and current events that I believe will have an impact on the markets. There's definitely the more chill episodes, so I'm excited to talk about some fun stuff with you guys today. As always, we will cover each topic that we're going to be discussing and then we'll dive into each one individually. In front of us, the usual Bitcoin on TradingView. Can't make a Waves Weekly without talking Bitcoin. We will then, you know what? We're not going to kick it off with Bitcoin. We're going to kick it off with this one. This is Stool Presidente, Dave Portnoy, the Baron of Bitcoin himself's Twitter page. There's so much going on. So I'm recording this on Friday afternoon, Hawaii time. By the time, if you happen to watch this tomorrow when I post it and you look at his Twitter page, who knows what could go down by then. But there's so much, it just keeps coming. He just keeps coming in hot with all this Bitcoin stuff. So I need to keep you guys posted. Sorry I'm talking about it a lot, but this is seriously the biggest news in regard to Bitcoin that I've seen in a long time. Aside from, this is the most important thing when it comes to Bitcoin, is just spreading the word. So right here, I'll just kick it off. Just give you guys a taste. Gonna need everybody to stop what they're doing and buy some Bitcoin. Huge, 8 hours ago. Right under this, Miley Cyrus and Elon Musk tweeted to me within the same hour. I'm an eternal flame. This dude is an eternal flame. He is... Dude, this guy is on fire right now. This is so good for Bitcoin. So I'm excited to cover this with you guys. We'll just scroll around this Twitter, just have some fun looking around here. We will then move on to some more serious news, but this is pretty fun. For those of you who have been around, you might know that Fortnite is personally my game of choice. I've played many an hour of Fortnite over the past couple of years. So this is very interesting. This is very big news. So Apple and Google removed Fortnite from their app stores, and here's the impact. We will then move on to this. I think this is one of the sickest graphics I've ever seen, like custom graphics. Quick, too. It is quick with it. So Epic is weaponizing Fortnite fans against Apple and Google, and this is what I initially thought, too. So we're not actually going to go into this article, but I think I just want to show you guys this art, to be honest, and this headline perfectly epitomizes what I believe Fortnite is doing as well. So I'm excited to talk about that, let you guys know what I think this will, because we always have to tie it back to the market. So I'll let you guys know what I think this means for stocks like Apple's and Google, and we'll just talk kind of like, This comes back to the meeting they had with Congress a couple of weeks back, like the CEOs of all these companies, the antitrust meeting, just talking about how they are monopolizing the market. And I'll give you guys my opinion on that, okay? So we'll talk that. We will then move on to Airbnb planning on IPOing. So this is huge news. This will likely, if this does go through, this heavily depends on whether or not the market continues to hold steam. And we'll see how this plays out. But this will inevitably be the biggest IPO of this year if they do follow through with this. So we will quickly touch on this. And then this is some fun news. So AMC, I'm a huge movie guy. I love movies. Me and my lady, prior to obviously this, I love a movie. Huge popcorn, huge Diet Coke, large popcorn, large Diet Coke. I say huge because I usually get a refill on both of those. So, movies are definitely a little more sus now, obviously more sus. They're not looking too good, but this is cool. And I want to talk to you guys about what this means and what I think their tactic was here, because I think this is a good approach. I think it was a good call. I've heard some thoughts otherwise, but I think this was a good call. And I'm excited to talk about AMC reopening with 15-cent tickets. Okay, so as always, before we get into it, I will ask you guys to please give the video a like if you do go on to gain value from it. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here, and check out my complete portfolio daily newsletter. First link in the description if you're interested. If you guys caught yesterday's video, you know that starting tomorrow night, so Sunday night Hawaii time, that is 6 a.m. on Monday Eastern time, I will be upping the price of the portfolio from $15 a month to $20 a month. If you sign up this weekend, you are grandfathered in, because I do want to reward the day ones, but I also want to keep it more exclusive. That's primarily why I'm raising the price. So check it out if you want. If not, no worries at all. We'll talk about that a little more at the end if you guys want to stick around. Okay, so Bitcoin, looking super bullish right now. It's really looking like it wants to retest 12,000. Just looking at this right here, I feel like there's no way that it won't retest 12,000, especially with some of this that we'll get into right now. Then we'll move back to Bitcoin and move on to the other stuff. All right, so again, you guys, 8 hours ago at the time of recording this, sorry, it's going to be a little longer if you do go on to look at this. But, this is breaking right here. Going to need everyone to stop what they're doing and buy some Bitcoin. Nice little video here. Add some drama to it. This dude is so good at just stirring the pot, you guys. And that's same as Elon. Elon falls in the same bucket, you guys. That's why Tesla's, that's why he's such a good marketer. I always say Elon is one of the greatest entrepreneurs on earth, but he might be the greatest marketer on earth, okay? So that's what so much... I'm not saying I agree with it or not, but the reality of the markets right now is that brand and marketing. Like the branding angle and the marketing angle means so much for assets, especially in this climate when everyone's chasing shiny objects and innovational assets. So, I mean, this is so good for Bitcoin. We scroll up here. Again, you guys see the the initial, I am now the Baron of Bitcoin featuring the Winklevoss twins. This was just yesterday or the day before, whenever you guys were watching this. August 13th, he did have the Winklevoss twins, owner of the Gemini Exchange. I mean, if you guys watch Social Network, they were the original founders of Facebook, got into a scuffle with Zuckerberg, if you watch that movie. But these guys know how to spot trends, and these guys were super early on Bitcoin. They have a huge just portfolio of Bitcoin. They're one of the top owners of Bitcoin in the world. They own close to like 0.5% or something. I correct me on that if you know, but huge in the Bitcoin game, super important. Dave did then go on to buy like $250,000 of Bitcoin through Gemini. You see this right here, just 1 hour. I didn't even see this one yet. So at the time of recording, 1 hour ago, I like this guy, Mike Novogratz. Talked about him a lot. Galaxy Digital. Mike Novogratz is a veteran in this space as well. He holds a lot of crypto. You know what? Let's just look at this real quick right now, okay? So Yahoo Finance, Mike Novogratz. So Mike Novogratz, you've probably seen him before if you're involved in the Bitcoin space. Novogratz and Dave Portnoy say buy Bitcoin, not gold. Always make the argument, you guys, Bitcoin is gold 2.0. Mike Novogratz, again, a veteran Wall Street fund manager. Let's move down here. Founder of Galaxy Digital said that although he sees gold climbing above its record highs, Bitcoin is still the more worthy investment because it's harder to buy than the traditional haven. He said about 25% of his net worth is tied up in cryptocurrency. It's only got a $20 billion market cap. So this guy, whoever wrote this article, misquoted that because it's a $200+ billion market cap. So that's a big mistake. If you guys end up reading this, just know that this is 100% a typo. There needs to be another zero though. While gold is over 10 trillion. Okay, so gold is a huge market, you guys. Remember that compared to gold, which Bitcoin is a better version of, in my opinion, Bitcoin is still like minuscule compared to gold. Okay, so keep that in mind, you guys. That's very important to realize because I think gold as does this guy, as does Dave, as do so many people who actually understand the beauty of Bitcoin, knows that it will consume a lot of gold's market cap because it's digital gold. It's a provenly scarce asset. And actually something that Dave goes in to talk about in this, like in some of his Twitter rants, and the reason that he talked to Elon Musk, if I can find it. So you see Elon right here replying to Dave, and the reason he replied to Dave is because Dave talked when he was talking to the Gemini twins, or the Winklevoss twins, I should say, sorry. The Winklevoss twins, one of their prime arguments, which I don't agree with, I think they took a weird angle in the conversation personally, but they talked about how Elon Musk will disrupt the gold market because you're going to space. It's very likely that you will mine asteroids once we like kind of solidify that space travel and actually more space exploration. So once we have the capability to do that, I mean, gold comes from asteroids. Gold is like pretty much space rocks. And if we can mine asteroids for gold, then we pretty much have an unlimited supply of gold. Bitcoin, there's only 18 million now. There will only be 21 million ever in existence. It's very likely that it's significantly less than that because a lot has been locked up and stolen, okay? Or not stolen, I'm sorry, locked up and lost. All right, so that's very important to keep in mind. That will not change. That is encoded in the Bitcoin protocol, and that is a fact, okay? So Bitcoin Gold 2.0, 100%. But you see just Elon Musk getting involved, Miley Cyrus getting involved on the same day that he's tweeting all this stuff, so you know there's so much eyes on Bitcoin. You see Dave, 1.7 million followers on Twitter. He's one of the most significant voices, especially in the financial markets right now, right? Davey Day Trader. And it is kind of a joke. He's a joke amongst those who actually understand the game. I love Dave Portnoy. I love his content. I love his entrepreneurial spirit. I love the Barstool, the company that he's built from the ground up. I've been following him for a long time, and I'm a huge fan of the guy. Trading, not so much. I think it's fun to watch, but I mean, nonetheless, you guys, he has influence. He has clout. Okay, and that's, again, what's important. Branding, marketing in 2020 is like the most important thing for an asset. So that's huge news. Again, Bitcoin, we'll take a look at this and we'll move on to the other stuff. Sorry if, dude, I'm so passionate about this. So I love talking about this. But yeah, we'll close it out with just saying Bitcoin is looking super bullish in my mind. Just looking at this, I don't think there's any way that we don't break up above 12K and just cruise above 12K for the foreseeable future. So let's go to the hour. Let's actually go to the 4 hourly. Actually, I just saw this on the daily. The stochastic RSI just started curling up. So you see that? You have the blue-red crossover curling up so bullish. That is super bullish from a technical standpoint. That's about as bullish as a stochastic RSI indicator can look, especially on a daily too, which means that it's very likely that we're seeing a big move incoming and a pretty long move if this is on the daily. All right, so that is super good news. Let's move to the 4 hour, tone it down a little bit. So 4 hour, again, you guys, I think Bitcoin is, well, once again, I still hold strong in my analysis that I've held for the past week or so. That Bitcoin will just maintain this uptrend, and ultimately in mid-September, so this is September 15th, when all these kind of intersect right here, at least in my view, that will reach like a $17,000 Bitcoin. And again, you guys, it's just the technicals always secondary to fundamentals. I only say this because I'm so fundamentally bullish on it with the news like Portnoy tweeting about it. Buy Bitcoin 12K right now. And just like Novogratz, there's just so much exposure, so many eyes on the space right now. If you guys watched yesterday's video, Tesla and Bitcoin on TradingView, the most searched assets. All the stars are aligning for Bitcoin in the cryptocurrency sector. So I know you guys, I know I'm saying this a lot. I'm sorry if I sound just like I'm repeating myself, which I am factually, but I'm just so bullish on it. And I really just want you guys to just hear me out if you haven't heard me rant in your face already. Okay, so we'll close it out there, you guys. Close the Bitcoin talk off there. We'll talk about it in the future. You guys know the deal. Opinion: Epic is weaponizing Fortnite fans against Apple and Google. Why is this? Apple and Google removed Fortnite from their app stores. Here's the impact. So I'll just read you guys this and then kind of give you guys my take. Apple and Google have removed Fortnite from their app stores after the game implemented its own in-app payments. Epic Games, the maker of Fortnite, responded by filing a lawsuit against Apple. So this was all choreographed by Fortnite. 4 market watchers weigh in on one impact. I'm just going to read this, guys, because I feel like this was the best take. Alex Kontrowitz, founder of Big Tech, explains why Apple should back down. Apple should back down because rent collecting is bad for its business long term. So you have to decide as a business, do you want to make your money milking your asset, or do you want to make your money innovating into the future? And this, if you guys saw do I have it in either of these? Type in Google or type in Fortnite Apple commercial if you want to see it. But Fortnite mimicked an old school Apple commercial so well, you guys. Like, Fortnite executed this so well. This is a strategic attack. So pretty much, to sum this up real quickly, Fortnite on the mobile app, Apple in the App Store. So Fortnite for kids on their phone, for people who want to download Fortnite through the App Store, Google Play Store, have to download it through, obviously, the App Store or the Google Play Store on Apple and Google, Apple Android. All right. And when they do that, Apple and Google, they take a 30% cut. Okay, so that's what the antitrust kind of meetings were about in regard to Apple. All right, so Apple monopolizes that app store, and if people want Fortnite on their iPhone, they have no choice but to go through the app store. And if they want to buy V-Bucks, which is the in-game currency for Fortnite, you have to go through Apple, and then Apple takes a 30% cut from Fortnite, which is not. I mean, that's sketch. That's bad. Again, it makes sense that Apple did build the infrastructure. It is they are playing on the iPhones, but you have to draw a line somewhere. And I think this guy nailed it perfectly. That's why this is the only one I read. Some of these other ones are kind of like, I agree with this one by far the most. Do you want to make your money milking your asset and breaking relationships, burning bridges, or do you want to make your money innovating into the future? And Apple, like one of the biggest company by market cap in the world, they're sitting on. They print cash. They print money. They print more money than the freaking Federal Reserve. Okay, so Apple is good. I think they do need to focus on creating strong relationships with Fortnite, Epic Games, which is a huge enterprise, a huge company. It will continue to grow because esports gaming is just trending, will not continue to stop trending upwards. And I think Apple and Google really need to reach a conclusion with Fortnite. So again, Epic did weaponize Fortnite fans against Apple and Google. They are bringing exposure in the best of ways. This is like very tangible exposure. Like the antitrust meeting, only people within the space, like financial markets, a bunch of suits, people like me, like nerds about the financial markets, watch that stuff and actually take it in, okay? This is getting kids to realize the monopolistic practices of Apple and Google. And you guys, I'm a capitalism at heart. I love capitalism. I 100% support companies establishing a spot in the market, providing value and being compensated for the value they provide. I do believe Apple has done that, but I do believe that there's a point where you need to improvise to do what's good for the greater good. All right. And I think that they will come to some sort of settlement through this. Again, the more you look into this, the more you do realize that this is very shady practice from Apple. So this does put a sour taste in my mouth as an Apple fanboy, as an app, like all the tech products I've used for the past like nearly decade have been Apple. So super Apple fanboy. pretty much all the tech I use is Apple, but this is again, this even for me puts this puts a dent in Apple's reputation in my eyes. Okay, so that will be interesting to see how it affects their stock price. It hasn't much today. Big tech was fairly flat today, or yesterday. I'm sorry. So I mean, if today as of recording, you guys, I told you I'm recording this on Friday, but big tech closed the week pretty flat, so obviously not a direct impact, but we'll see how it plays out over time, because a lot of this is cumulative. That's what you guys have to remember. Okay, so Airbnb plans to confidentially file for IPO this month. Airbnb is planning to confidentially go public with the SEC this month. Shares could begin trading by the end of the year. The company had plans earlier this year to enter the public markets, but put those on hold due to COVID-19 pandemic. So Airbnb really missed the boat here. All right, they missed the bus. They should have IPO'd. A few months back. They were talking about it. They've been talking about it since the beginning of 2020. They got scared by COVID, rightfully so. Market crashed, liquidity crisis, all assets crashed back in March. But again, we're reaching new all-time highs. S&P, NASDAQ all-time highs. S&P pretty much at all-time highs. Dow Jones getting there as well. They missed the bus. If they had IPO'd 3 months ago, 2 months ago, even right now, like, you have to do it now. The sooner the better, because as we near elections, the waters are going to get sketchy. All right, rough waters are coming, you guys. It's almost inevitable in my mind that we are going to see some. We're going to see some blood in the water. That's my take. Come like November, or probably October, November, it's going to be there's definitely going to be volatility at the very least in the markets. So Airbnb has to pull the trigger. I do still think they kind of missed the boat. That said, if they do go public, it will be the hands down the biggest IPO of the year. Airbnb, this is huge. Obviously, very disruptive stock. No matter what happens here, no matter what price they IPO at, in this market that's fueled by shiny objects and people who want to invest in innovational things, like I've been saying, Airbnb is like the epitome of that, disrupting the entire hotel industry. I love Airbnb as an app. I use it all not right now necessarily, but I've used Airbnb many times in the past. It's a great app, great platform. I love everything about Airbnb. I'll probably pick up some shares, to be honest, when they do IPO. Okay, so that's Airbnb. That'll be interesting to see what happens there. Finish it off with this. AMC will reopen August 20th with a celebration of 100 years of business and charge $19.20 price of 15 cents a ticket. All right, cinema chain will reopen after 5 months of pandemic lockdown and aims to be ready for Christopher Nolan's Tenet by September. Again, you guys, the movie theater, all the talk about movie theaters. Like I said in the beginning, you guys, I love movies. I love just sitting down, unwind, just sitting down with a huge thing of popcorn. I will put that thing down. In Hawaii, we actually have Mochi Crunch too, Arare. If you guys don't know what that is, it's Arare. Man, you guys might have no idea what I'm talking about, but it's pretty much like a little rice cake with soy sauce and it's dried with furikake on it. Oh man, it's probably going over so many of your heads right now as I'm saying this. I think about that as I'm saying it, but so delicious. Throw some panos on there, Diet Coke, set. But again, objectively, movie theaters are in a terrible place, terrible spot, and obviously, just making it's like arguing why hotels are doing bad right now. It's the exact same argument. Obviously, we're in a pandemic, we're in a lockdown, close quarters, textbook, everything. The stars perfectly aligned for a crash. All right. The comets perfectly aligned to crash into the earth. All right. So AMC Entertainment Holdings shares soared 14% Thursday after the biggest cinema chain operated in the U.S. So it'll reopen doors on August 20th to celebrate a century in business and will charge a $19.20 price of 15 cents a ticket to mark the occasion. The company was founded in 1920 with a theater at 12th Street and Grand Boulevard in Kansas City. So that's cool. I didn't even know that prior to reading this. That's the 100th anniversary. I thought this was just a ploy to get people back into the seats, which it is as well, which I'll talk about here. 100 years later, as AMC reopens its doors to U.S. moviegoers for the first time in more than 5 months, AMC is celebrating its history with a throwback to the year it all started by offering movies in 2020 at 1920 prices. All right, so again, very cool shtick. It makes sense. Great way to celebrate a 100-year anniversary. Great accomplishment as a company. Very little companies make it to 100 years, so that's cool in itself. Might not be much longer. Hopefully Amazon buys them out because they are looking to do so. That would be awesome. And that's also why I do see AMC as definitely a stock to keep an eye on, okay? Because it's not the theater business that will come back to life. It's like the acquisition of AMC by Amazon or a large player within the space, okay? So keep it on AMC. Again, I'm fun of out of principle, I might pick up some AMC myself just because you guys, I love movies. I love just the theater experience. That's the kind of boomer side of me. I'm only 25, but I love me a good movie. And anyway, The reason they're doing this is obviously to get people in seats. They want to get people comfortable once again with being in theaters. It's been 5 months. Everyone's used to just staying at home. You can just order movies on the TV. That's what that's what I'm comfortable with doing now. That's pretty much what I've always done. But again, you guys, there is still that aspect of just going. It's just getting out of the house. Getting out of the house. Movie theater popcorn. I've tried every single popcorn on the market. I love popcorn. I'm a popcorn fiend. Nothing beats movie theater popcorn, and that's all the saturated fat and terrible terrible stuff in it for you. There's a reason it's delicious. It's because it's terrible for you and filled with hydrogenated oils. But I love that, and I'm okay with that every once in a while. All right, but again, they're getting people back in the seats. I think this is a perfect way to do it. Pretty much offering free tickets just to get people comfortable with the act of going back to a theater. Once you have established people's comfort, then they'll be comfortable paying half price, paying full price, and this is the exact approach they should be taking, and just weaning in just kind of playing the reopening process correctly. Okay, I think this is a brilliant move on AMC's part. This is exactly how I would execute it as a CEO if I was to try to make this call. So this is cool. It would be cool to see how this actually does when it happens on August 20th. So keep an eye out for that. I'll call it there, you guys. That was a fun one. Once again, you guys, complete portfolio on Sunday night my time, probably Monday morning, like early Monday morning for most of you. The newsletter will be bumped up in price. Again, just want to keep it exclusive, and also want to reward my day ones, the people who've been with me up until this point. And remember, if you buy it up until Sunday night, you are grandfathered in at the $15 price point per month for as long as you want to stick around. Complete portfolio, exactly as it states. All my call options, all put options, broken down into portfolio, stock positions, cryptos, you know the deal. Along with that, I do send out the newsletter every trading day during market hours, talking about the trades I made that day, rationalizing my thoughts, as well as just giving you guys my thoughts on the overall markets. It's just more real-time updates from myself if you're interested in that. So again, check it out. First link in the description if you're at all interested. If not, truly, no worries. Just love talking to you guys here as is. So that said, also drop a comment if there's any other exciting news that you saw this week that you think we should have talked about here. We maybe can talk about next week, and what you guys are excited about within Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, stocks, the markets, just anything, Fortnite, whatever. Just let me know. So love talking to you guys down there. So I'll see you down there. And until next time, you guys, always remember, take action, make waves. Peace.